All right. Check 1, check 2. This is it. Welcome to the Cannabis Coffee Hour. With your host, me, Rob Cantrell. That's Rob. Welcome for another edition to the Cannabis Coffee Hour. It's my podcast. I get on this podcast. I have some coffee. I have some weed. I have some herb. I have some cannabis. I got some ganja. This is episode 207. Oh yeah, not 11, but it's 7. Shout out to my cousin Kevin and that dude Barry Levin, because we're gonna elevate and levitate with these podcasts that I create. Sometimes I'm gonna rhyme, sometimes it's gonna be on time, sometimes it's gonna be slow, sometimes it's gonna be in the know, sometimes I'm gonna wander about, sometimes I'm gonna figure it all out, sometimes I'll never see, sometimes I'll always be right here with you and me for episode 207 of the Cannabis Coffee Hour. Like and subscribe, ring the doorbell. What are you gonna do? Don't ring my doorbell. No creeps. Good vibes, all the time, live and direct. We're not talking about sex. We're talking about coffee and weed. I got a great cup of coffee. It's the afternoon. I'm jazzed up. I got another. This is number 2. This is the second bag I got from the Back Home Cannabis. I went back to the legal dispensary, which is, I keep on want to saying it's B&H, but it's not. It's Housing Works Cannabis dispensary, and it's amazing. I really like these guys. You can set up an order online and then pick up. That's what I've been doing because there's lines. But recently I just went in and it wasn't that packed. So I think people are figuring it out. I know it's not perfect, but that place does have quality stuff. And the one I just like a lot right now, and I've tried to love some. I'm just not blowing my budget. I'm just, I just got a simple small bag of really good organic cannabis. This will last me a while. But I want to give them a proper Housing Works Cannabis Company. Yeah, check them out. And check out Back Home Cannabis Company. And it is my favorite, which is Space Queen. It's a 50-50 hybrid. THC level is 19.7, which isn't that crazy. No CBD. I wish I had some CBD. But yeah, let's have a little bit. Tastes great. Less filling. Always. Yeah, it's organic, so it's not like, man, it tastes exactly the way you want it to. Pure earth, pure goodness, pure green, grown in the right way, outdoors. These guys do vegetables and everything else under the sun, so shout out to them. They also have at Housing Works they have some old school hashish that I was eyeing up, but it was $65. I wasn't going in for it. This small eighth, which is huge, and there's not really any seeds or anything. It's perfect. Back Home Cannabis, I think it's like $45, which is, not the best, but it's not the worst. I mean, I guess in Colorado and California you can get like $25 eighths, But for New York, for a guy that got arrested in New York in 2007, I did 3 nights in jail for a half a joint in the Lower East Side. So that's why I want to do this podcast. That's why I think this podcast is interesting because, you know, at least I'm documenting a change in time in New York City. And I always thought, you know, New York City is kind of like the brain, or I don't know if it's not the brain of America, but it's the biggest city and it definitely is the most experimental. You know, America's just this, you know, melting pot of all these different cultures and all these different people, which makes it so dope, you know. And you get that amplified in New York City, you know. I was just on the subway the other day and it was literally like, you know, it was just a mixture of everybody. There was a black woman sitting next to me. It seemed like a Tibetan, or, you know, just kind of, there was an Asian person standing right in front of me. This was just yesterday. And then it was, you know, I think there was like a Muslim person there. And then there was a Hasidic dude. It was like the craziest. And that's like every day, all day. And I was really aware. I've been meditating, and I was just really aware and absorbing the moment and just trying to be the observer of the moment. Like I always say that's my new thing, but that's always been the thing. But you get caught up in the thinking part. But being the observer, my phone battery was like at 39, so I wasn't pumping tunes. Usually if I'm on the subway, I like it's a good time to pump some reggae. That's always kind of trippy. Like, it's like this slow vibe and then this hectic world. And then, you know, if you pump hip hop, especially, you know, 80s or 90s hip hop, golden age hip hop, it feels great also on the subway. Like, that sound is, you know, that's the birthplace of that sound. And there's no better vibe. You know, that was like when I first got to New York, going around, going to shows, you know, plugging along in my career. But taking the subway and being high and bumping beats, rocking it. Yes, we've been rocking it. Check out Rockin' It by the Fearless Four. That's a great old school hip hop, and that was Rockin' It. It's also played in the film Wild Style, which is like the first graffiti New York City hip hop, early 80s. Wild Style, Rockin' It. Yep, you gotta take the G off, man. It's Rockin' It. Oh my God, their flyer is so sick. It's magic. The Fearless Four, smash breakouts. Yeah, the Fearless Four, Rockin' It. Play that on the subway. You'll be loving it. Or just play it at home and think you're on the subway. The mind is a powerful thing, but it isn't the thing that's really the thing. What is it? Well, I'll tell you, this coffee is amazing. I did save some coffee. This is the second. I drank all the coffee since this is the afternoon thing. And then I had like a half a cup of iced coffee. So I'm taking it really slow. But I made literally the best cup of coffee with the last bit of these beans that I tore through. Shout out to Kevin that hooked me up with the subscription to Stumptown Coffee. But I had this Churupa Pa. This is Peruvian, single origin, and it tastes like baked apple complements juicy peach and warm spiced in this composed cup. Yeah, it is kind of like grown up. Am I getting baked apple? Let me see. I can see that. Not completely, but I could see that. It's still coffee, but I could see that. Juicy peach, warm spice. Yeah, it has like a little kick to it. I think most Stumptown has like this unique little kick to it. Relationship. Finca Charumpampa is the name of both the Tacto family farm in the producer association they've built for coffee growers in the Camararaca region. The Tacto family operates the Finca Corapa Pampa with an unwavering commitment to organic coffee production in their community. Over the last several years, members have invested in the construction of organic compost facilities to improve soil health and production of their farms. Year partnered 2014. Growing region. I won't. I feel bad slandering those great Spanish names. I need to work on my Spanish. We're Stumptown, and we've been sourcing, roasting, brewing direct trade coffee for over 20 years. We are committed to coffee of the highest quality. For us, quality goes beyond the contents of our cups and is linked to the love and respect we show to our producing partners, our customers, the planet, each other. Thank you for having coffee with us. Well, thank you. This is a great cup of coffee, and this is a great bag of cannabis. I'm almost too overjoyed. And it's in the afternoon. I have to take it slow. I have some water here. I will say that I took maybe 4 days off smoking completely. 0 THC in my system for like 5 days straight. Probably since yesterday. And I have to say, I liked it and I enjoyed it. I got some stuff done, but my sleep wasn't as good. It really wasn't. I would get up at 4 or 5. I'd get up earlier, and I would just meditate. Yeah, I do think it's just good for me. I don't know. But I did read a study. I mean, I heard something on the internet. I mean, there's always propaganda. You got to check some of these things out. Disclaimer. I'm just a stand-up comedian. I wouldn't say just a stand-up comedian. I'm a comedian, writer, producer, and have done some music, some hip-hop music, and made beats. I play a little bit of guitar. I've been doing cannabis shows forever. Not forever, but since 1999 when I moved to San Francisco in my late 20s. I've been at this for a minute. But I haven't been at this pot. Right now we're at 207 episodes. So that's pretty trippy, 53, that's almost 4 years right there. I don't have the math in front of me. But this is not a podcast for math. This is a podcast for, talking music, talking comedy. I don't, there's so much good stuff going out there. I had a great baked potato last night. Let me tell you how to make a baked potato. You get your potatoes, right? And then you put it in a bowl and you dump olive oil in there. And then you stab it with a fork everywhere, right? And then you sprinkle, you have cracked pepper, break the pepper all over it, on top of it. And then you put on sea salt. Ka-cha, ka-cha. So that pepper and salt stick to that great olive oil that's going to cook up that potato skin. That's going to be aired out through those holes. Then you put it in the oven for 50 minutes. And you will have the most bomb baked potato of all time. Hook it up with some broccoli, some cheddar cheese, and some onion, green or regular, or purple onions. I played the purple onion. I have a video out of the purple onion. Zach Galifianakis did his first special. Shout out to Zach. I haven't seen him in a minute, but I have done shows with him, and he's nice and very cool. But he was a few years ahead of me, and then he blew up super big. And I know he's married, got a kid, and run around. But yeah, baked potato. I've been playing guitar. I just learned how to do Bertha by the Greatful Dead, which is a great, I always like the Bo Diddley beat. I love rhythm guitar. I think the guitar to do time and rhythm is super dope. And Bertha was on the album American Beauty. It was released in 1970, but they've been jamming on it. That's the thing about the Grateful Dead is like they'll do songs forever and then record them like 8 years later. Or they'll record it and then play them, and then the live tapes are different. All their years they sound different. I've been still listening to a lot of Grateful Dead. Shout out Jerry. Because this is like the most fun song to play on the guitar. It's a lot like "Who Do You Love" by Bo Diddley, and it's all rhythm guitar. And I haven't figured it out, but it has been doing this little riff, and that's most of their songs have that kind of bouncy rhythm to it, which I do dig. So I've been playing that. I had a hard run running from your window. I was all night running. I like the lyrics. It's like I had to run around and run down, run around the corner, run smack into a tree. I know about that. When you're running and not being focused, sometimes you might run into a tree. I had to move. Yeah, I had to move. That's why I'm on my bended knees. Bertha, don't you come around here anymore. Yeah, Bertha by the Grateful Dead. Hey. Yeah, everybody, like, I was just thinking of a guy from the South that would, hippies from the red. I'm not trying to say the word redneck as much. I think it might offend people. I've been thinking, I don't know. Times are changing, and, I just want to be sensitive and cool. I just for myself, but I was thinking about doing a character because I can do a Southern accent really well. Not really well because I'm from, my family was from there. And I lived in Virginia for a while. And I had a couple characters with that, and I've done that before. But that just came up. I should write that down. Yeah, so I've been playing that. Here's a couple sad joints. Is De La Soul, man. Plug 2 from De La Soul just passed. I love De La Soul. I love. You can't fuck with De La Soul. Super, super innovative. Super duper cool. Super duper long lasting, long loving, just doing their thing. They've never written a rhyme about guns or killing people, and they were fucking before everybody else. The thing about hip hop is hip hop is it respects like out of the box, but you have to sell it all the way. You have to be you. The album contains the single "Me, Myself, and I," which is one of the best. The Magic Number, Buddy, I Know. Critically as well as commercially, the album was a success. It is consistently placed on the list of the greatest albums of all time by noted publications. Unlike any rap album you've ever or anybody else you've ever heard. It's unlike everything else. Yeah, that's what they're saying. The album's artwork was designed by Toby Motts and Paulson Radical Art Collective. Let's see here. Released amid the 1989 boom in gangster rap, which gravitated toward hardcore, confrontational, violent lyrics, 3 Feet High and Rising showcased De La Soul's uniquely positive side, which made them an oddity, beginning with the first single, Me, Myself, and I. Their positivity meant many observers labeled them a hippie group based on their declaration of Daisy Age. The inner sound, y'all. Oh my God. How sick is that? The inner sound, y'all. Daisy Age. That is so sick. And inevitable development in the class history of rap. New wave and public. Okay. This is just some fucking dude critics quote. I don't need to read that shit. It's sampling from Johnny Cash, Hall & Oates, Steely Dan, the Turtles. Yeah, this was, they were doing some really unique samples. That's the only thing about this time is like, they have some other bangers that don't have samples, but this, they sampled a lot on this album. I know it got like, I think it got like, there was a big lawsuit. I'm sure that's coming up down here. But it is just Prince Paul, sick. Stetsasonics, Prince Paul. Also, Handsome Boy Modeling School. Yeah, man. Yep. They were so innovative. I know it was plugged too. I want to say his name right. I guess that's what I want to be real with. I was looking for the cat's name. He passed away. I want to give much respect. I always dug fucking De La Soul. 3 Feet High and Right. I mean, this was the sickest. And when it came out, it was so big. Like, I think, yeah. Okay, I know why I'm not finding this, because this is just all about the album. This is all about the album. Trugoy, I think, passed. Yeah, Trugoy died in 2023. Yeah, man. They actually played with this group, the Jungle Brothers. These guys were sick, man, and they're still out there. The Jungle Brothers just played. I saw the Great American Music Hall in San Francisco. I followed them on Instagram, and I actually performed there. I opened for Richard Lewis there, and then I did my own little headlining gig there one time. But that's one of the coolest venues if you ever get to see a show at the Great American Music Hall. Go, and and they have like weird acts, like dudes that are out there, because they're not really in the mainstream of booking. But that's where Robin Williams taped his very first HBO special, which is sick. But yeah, I saw that the Jungle Brothers were playing at the Great American Music Hall. Like, that would be a show I would pay money for. But the other one was Richard Belzer. Richard Belzer was a great comedian. I always liked Richard Belzer. I've been watching clips of him. He's just like what I thought of a cool comic. Even before I knew what a cool comic was, like, he was that dude, man. He was wearing sunglasses before Mitch Hedberg. He was on stage, he was kind of balls to the wall, druggy, like rock star comedian cat. Living in New York City, getting away with just, off of jokes and doing gigs. And he was the house MC at Catch a Rising Star, Shout out to Richard Belzer, for sure. I've been doing a lot of, like, instead of like doing a full silent meditation today, I did an Eckhart Tolle 20 minutes, not to go too super spiritual. What I've been listening to YouTube wise, Today's a Good Day by Ice Cube. That's a good song. Didn't have to use an AK. I've had nothing but good days. I've never had to use an AK. Let's see here. Yeah, I guess I've been listening to some Billy Strings. Just checking my YouTube, what I've been kicking. It seems to be a lot of Grateful Dead, and then some country. I guess I've been pumping some and a little bit of 90s hip hop. It's a good combo. 90s hip hop, a little bit of country, and some Grateful Dead. a little bit of herb, a little bit of coffee. I got some shows coming up. I want you to check out robcantrell.com. Live shows. I'd love for you to come out. I'm doing a fundraiser for a diabetes network at the Chelsea Music Hall on March 9th. I'm doing short gigs all around Brooklyn. Shout out to Young Ethel. Shout out Pete's Candy Store. Shout out the Funhouse. And then I'm going back upstate, as they say, to the Barn, April 13th. So that should be a lot of fun. This coffee is amazing. And this herb is just wonderful. But it's late in the afternoon. And, I haven't been sleeping. Then last night I slept like a baby. So I'm kind of looking forward to sleeping tonight. Or I might go out. I'm just been trying to go out and doing more stand-up. I'm listening to my act. But I got to do an audition on Monday. I just got that. So I got to practice for that. And then I'm always writing on this stuff. So I'm trying to stay busy and also stretch and eat right and eat wrong. You got to eat wrong now and then. But last night I just had a vegetarian meal. It was just the baked potato and then tomato soup. I like to mix it up. I guess that's what I like to do is sometimes vegetarian and then sometimes I've been slipping and getting some pork in there, getting some chicken, getting some beef. I actually had some beef. It was amazing. I had a pot roast. So it was at somebody else's place. So I guess that's where if I have to eat meat, I'll eat meat. And I think sometimes you gotta, but I'm at the age where I don't have to, and I'd rather do a couple. Hearing all these guys go down, and I'm getting an age, and health is weird out there. The COVID is still about. I wasn't wearing my mask, and then I started wearing my mask again when it was kind of getting. I heard more people in the street catching it, so I was like, I'm wearing my mask here and there. Definitely on the subway, I did. I'm wearing the mask. Not to talk about masks. Who gives? I think. We might get out of it. It feels like I'm going out more. Nobody really wants to talk about it. I think everybody's just there's a little bit of trauma there, but then half the country's like, whatever, man. It's such a trippy time. But I refuse to go negative on any of it, especially with the moment of letting go and living in the moment more and more and just developing that muscle. That I drop kind of the drama. You gotta drop the drama for your mama and get shit done. I'm excited to get shit done. I'm excited for all these projects that I've been doing. And I'm excited to smoke more herb. Because I read this article about somebody was saying that it definitely brings down your blood pressure. Let's look up cannabis and blood pressure. I know I should be more of a professional cannabis show, and I will get there. It's baby steps. Everything in humanity is baby steps. Everything is 2 steps forward, 1 step back, or 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, 1 back, shift, move to the side. Everybody's talking about AI. The robots. Let's see, and aliens. It's all here. But I want to just go back to nature. Let's see here. Low pressure. No, that's not what I said. Maybe Google's hiding it, man. No. This is not a conspiracy podcast. Marijuana has been shown to be effective in treating high blood pressure. Hey, high blood pressure is in my family. A recent study found that it's able to lower the blood pressure in people with hypertension The study also found that marijuana has been able to improve the overall health of the participants. Well, I don't know where that's from. Well, the Sanctuary Wellness Institute sounds somewhat. Okay, the National Institute of Health.gov. Cannabis is associated with blood pressure reduction in older. Oh my God. Conclusion. Amongst older adults with hypertension, cannabis treatment for 3 months was associated with a reduction in 24 hours. Man, I knew it. So yeah, cannabis brings down your blood pressure. I think coffee might bring it up. That's why I'm being really kind of stealth with it. With the coffee, the afternoon coffee, I'm kind of I'm not trying to push it too hard. But I wanted to make a fresh batch of coffee for the show. But then I also had a little bit in the afternoon, so I was like, oh shit, I don't want to get too fired up. But I made the best pot of coffee for this episode, but I'm going to save the rest for the morning. That's what I do, is like, I'll make an afternoon batch of coffee, and then I'll have 1 cup for whatever task I'm doing, or maybe it's something I had to get through. I needed a little extra punch, and then I'll have like a little sips of the afternoon coffee laying around. I like a cold cup of afternoon coffee. Like the overnight, like they always say, like iced coffee's got to be stewed and all that. Some people believe iced coffee is just make coffee and put it in the refrigerator overnight. And that is a way, but it does taste good when I do it, because the cups are like nice porcelain. So I like having the porcelain cup in the refrigerator. It brings the temperature just right for the morning. And it hit that kind of like blast of really good coffee, iced coffee out, like, or overnight. It's kind of like good leftover food for me. But I do gotta swill down a lot of water. I got a big cup of water to like water this whole thing down. If it gets out of control, just drink water. Yeah, I love De La Soul. They had a couple, man. They had this one song, Rock Cocaine, but it's not about cocaine. It's just the beat is so bad and the flow is so bad. And then MF Doom is on the track, who has a similar style with those guys, like super abstract raps. There's no way you're going to catch what's going down, but it sounds funky and fresh all the time. Let's see here. Rock Cocaine Flow. Man, this thing. Dude. We got to read the Wikipedia if they have one. There's a Rap Genius one. Let's read the Rap Genius. Rap Genius was such a big website, and they still are, but I haven't seen my stuff up there. Maybe we'll check if it's up there. Somebody put my stuff on Rap Genius. But look, crazy ads on this thing, man. It used to didn't have. That's what happened. Like, everybody ends up selling out, and then you got like crazy ads all over your shit. And then nobody wants to go to your shit because there's crazy ads. But the final track on De La Soul's 7th album, The Grind Date, it features MF Doom and was initially performed live and then released on the album. Yeah, that's the lyrical breakdown. It was all right. I don't know if that site is that cool anymore. Rap Genius. Let me see this. Let's see a wiki. This song is so good it deserves Grind Date Wikipedia. There's some songs that are so good they got their own wiki, man. The Grind Date is the 7th. Okay, critical reception. Yeah, it's just a good song. I wish I could give you more. Pitchfork writer praises the album. The Grind Date brings together an unimaginable team of underground hottest producers and meshes with idiosyncrasies without dissonance. Okay. Pitchfork, using big words that I can't say. Steve Vaughn of RapReviews.com, who rewarded the album with a perfect score, wrote, "They were just waiting for the right time to kick precisely the right rhyme, so that the Grind Date would go down not just as an important date in rap history, but in the pantheon and musical endeavors since the dawn of mankind. It's that damn good." Yeah, aw shit. I know that song is amazing, man. That song is amazing. Oh, Jay Dilla's on it. I've been watching a lot of videos with Jay Dilla, like beat stuff. Shout out to De La Soul. Plug 2. Yeah, just doing stand-up, writing stand-up. Check out my music album. I guess I want to do more rhymes on this thing. I want to goof around more and play some more music and, get it a little bit funkier. But I love doing these solo episodes. There's going to be guests coming soon. I'm going to get a studio. We're going to get it produced. I like doing it on the street, but it's super cold and wet outside right now. So I'd rather just do like a solo one, talk about music, talk about herb, drink a little water, have a little coffee, pump some more beats. I make some more beats. I'm definitely going to make some more beats. I have a beat machine in mind. I'm just trying to put together a little bit of cash forward on that. So if you want to like and subscribe this podcast, do it. And please go to the YouTube. And because, hitting the YouTube, my YouTube, I looked at it today. My YouTube is good. All right. Cannabis Coffee Hour YouTube. And that's where I'm going to put a lot of oomph into a little bit. So check it out. Subscribe. Analysts, growing percentage of this just in from Normal. I just got an email from Normal. I would say check out if you want to know top stuff. Normal's a great source. Let's see here for top news in cannabis and just on the legal side and getting the real deal. Analysis: a growing percentage of consumers obtain cannabis products from the legal market. Transitioning consumers of all cannabis products into the regulated market is important for public health and safety, the author affirmed. Yeah, I agree. I'm not for the government, but I mean, I do like it being regulated. There's just too many funky people making funky stuff, and when there's so much money, the market's so big. The market in cannabis is big, but I saw some number for the market in psychedelic that was like 16 billion in 5 years. I don't know, man, because I think the science is coming out for the mental health of MDMA, which is ecstasy, for, trauma. And I could totally see it. I'm not an ecstasy dude, but I have tried it, and I tried mushrooms, and I could see that working out. I don't know. It'll be, definitely an exciting future. And I just think it just takes kind of the scare out of it all. And maybe, some people are like, oh, it makes it bunk, or, hell, yeah, I liked weed when it was illegal. And I'm like, I didn't like serving 3 nights in jail for it. I was just a goofball. Trying to get by in life and lower my blood pressure. I'm drinking so much coffee out here, man. Woman, person, love. Shout out to everybody and everything. Just chilling. I think I'm going to end the podcast right there. Have a great week. Peace and love.